Hey everybody, thank you for tuning in to my YouTube channel. If you are not a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button below and then hit the little bell button next to it so that you can get notified anytime that I have a broadcast like this one with this guy right here. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce to you my teaching partner, fourth grade teammate, and all-around great guy, Mr. Brandon Wislocki.
Thank you. Thank you, Darin.
Hey, Brandon, can you give him a little bit of background as to who you are? Because, you know, we kind of want to have some idea of if you are legit or not with the advice that you're giving. It's not just some random guy.
No. I was just, asked, pulled off the street to come and do this. So
I said, hey, you, come here.
I said, I'll be right there. Brandon Wislocki, as Darin said, I teach fourth grade with him. I'm going into my 12th year as an educator. A couple of credentials. Let's see, we got Google certified.
Brandon is like original OG Google Innovator. Like, they didn't even call it Google Innovator at that time.
It was called Google Certified Teacher when I joined. Microsoft Innovative Educator Expert, Discover Education Star Educator, Leadership Council member, Program Champion, and some other stuff along the way. Symbaloo, Flipgrid Ambassador for sure. Hello Flipgrid. Flipgrid, oh man, so many people talking about Flipgrid.
It's crazy, huh?
Conference
it's just like caught on fire.
Yeah,
I love it. We were pretty early in on the Flipgrid scene.
Yeah,
it was awesome. We even mystery Skyped with the whole home office of Flipgrid and the creators and the owners. They told us the whole story of how they created the company, and at first our students had to guess what they did. It was pretty cool because they were all sitting in this office, and then our kids were guessing yes or no questions, trying to figure out what they did, because they had done a whole bunch of Flipgrid, so they knew the product. And then when we told them, they were like, "Ah!"
Their office is like a standard, tech company office.
Yeah.
Cool. We do Flipgrid daily, so it's it's good.
Yeah. So Brandon just got back from a Discovery Education week of awesomeness, and I was hoping that he would come on and share some of the great things that he learned over there this week.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's the Discovery Educator Network Summer Institute, and every summer they take anywhere from 150 to 200 educators to a different college throughout the nation, and you have to apply. You have to do a 2-minute video, and they there's essays you have to answer, and they take 150 to 200. You have to be a star educator. You have to have Discover Education, first off. And it's just a week of the best professional development you can ever have. You meet tons of people. This year there's people from the United Kingdom, Egypt, UAE, Kuwait, China. It was amazing.
I love those learning opportunities. Like, when you think of all the big tech companies that are doing these teacher groups, like Google has their whole certification, and they take a bunch of people, all around the world, and Microsoft does the same thing. I had a chance to go to Budapest a couple of years ago, but this is a little bit different because, I had to pay my own way to Budapest. You know what I'm saying? But not Discovery Ed. They got some deep pockets over there. Discovery Ed.
You have to get yourself there, but once you get there, everything is taken care of.
Okay.
All your food, all your professional development, your food, where you're staying. We usually stay on a college campus. I've been to Vermont, DC, Chicago, San Diego, and the Discovery Education and the Educator Network. It was my first PLN that I ever joined. And, before I got connected with you, Darin, and teaching with you, like, they were who I went to for everything. And they're just people that have become some of my best friends. And one of the things that people walk away saying is that this community is not competitive with one another. You know, a lot of times you go
Yeah.
to conferences and there's people trying to one up each other. Oh, I do this, yeah, but I do this, but I do this. And that's the thing I love about this Discovery Education community, is that it's not like that at all. It's people, you know, these are like rock stars in the education technology community, and they're just there hanging out,
Yeah.
and everyone's sharing ideas and learning from one another.
That's
Um,
awesome. That's
so
awesome. You know, this kind of brings up a point for all of you teachers, new and seasoned. Get yourself involved in something like this because it helps you become a better teacher. You
yeah,
get to network with all these people and you get exposed to all these great ideas, and really it expands, it really stretches you as a teacher.
I mean, think about teaching back in the day. You know, we didn't have all these. Even within the last, 7 to 10 years, it's really ballooned and just kind of blown up with all these, PLNs and stuff. There, every time I go somewhere, people are saying, the smartest person in the room is the room itself. There's never a dumb question. There's always someone that's like, oh, I didn't know that. I should try that as well. One small conversation here leads to, great things down the road. And,
Yeah.
we always talk about a lot of the learning doesn't happen inside the sessions. It
Yeah.
happens like in the hallways and stuff.
Yeah.
There was the Phil Everson, the VP of Education for Goose Chase, was there. Jeremy McDonald from Spiro, Serinda Swan from Deedly. And if you don't know what Deedly is, check that out if you're into service learning.
We're gonna talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, all these amazing people. Roger Wagner was there, so just like all these connections that I made. Deedly, real quick, it's about service learning. So they have this website. What happens is people that want to donate their money to things, they give their money to Deedly, right? And students go in and they go through these learning modules about service learning, and then as they go, they get Deedly coins. Then when they're done, they could take their Deedly coins and donate them to an organization like through Kiva or something like that. So more or less, instead of students having to donate their own money towards an organization or a service project, they get money from Deedly that's given to them by donors, and then they can take that money and support others.
That's so cool, because like Brandon and I, last year we did this project with Kiva. It was a gratitude project where we had the kids research these people that were in need of some funding through Kiva, and they had to present on why the person that they researched was worthy of this money. And like Brandon and I just fronted the money, but
let's be honest. You fronted the money.
It was such a
I'm the cheapest person,
project, though, was it not?
That's
the side point. It was so, like, to see these kids, like, they were digging so deep as to why this one, like, for instance, they had somebody that wanted to go to medical school, and they're saying, and then there was another person that wanted money for medicine or something like that, and they said, look, if you give money to this one person, you can help this one person, but if you help this doctor get through medical school, they can help so many more people. I'm like, wow, that is the kind of thinking that we really want these kids to have, right? That is really pushing the boundaries of critical thinking and problem solving. And that's was our number one goal last year. So this is something fantastic, because now it doesn't have to come out of my pocket.
Exactly. Anytime I can spend someone else's money, it's great.
Brandon came home from this conference and he's like, dude, I got to tell you about this thing. It's fantastic.
Yeah, so check out Deedly, DEEDLY.com. I think it's going to be a hit in the future for service learning and education.
That's awesome.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first, unless you were there at the Discovery week.
Then you heard it there first and here second.
That's right. Okay. What else you do that week? You presented a lot, I think.
Like I said, I met a lot of people, international people, and actually had the opportunity to interview them. We did like a daily.
I saw them asking you questions.
Yes.
Let's ask the question right now.
Okay.
Audience, you could comment below. Don't look it up either. What is the longest river in the United States?
I know the answer to this question because I got it wrong. Well, so here's what happened. So here's the thing. There was people from other countries. They asked me questions because I have never, I've only been to like 2 other countries besides the United States. So of course I'm an expert in all these countries, and it was my job to try and answer them as best I could. I did horrible at it. So
you got a couple.
Yeah, I got a couple. I did really well at Kuwait.
They were asking you some hard ones, man.
I know. Like, what's the state beverage of North Carolina?
Yeah. Like, how's a guy from California?
Yeah. I don't know. Soda? It's milk.
Did you say soda or pop?
I said pop. Just to see, if that would make a difference. It did not.
Yeah, it was milk, by the way.
So yeah, but
the longest river is not the Mississippi, as many of you thought.
Yes, nor is it the Colorado, which is my guess. It's close to Mississippi, though. I think the rivers are near each other.
I think they're right next to each other.
Are they?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
The Missouri River is the answer. The Missouri River.
That is correct. So just to meet these people, and we went down to the beach one day and learned about.
They were in San Diego, by the way.
Yeah, in San Diego. Yeah, there's an organization there teaching us about the different animals on the beach, and went to museums, stuff like that. And then we had, of course, the Den Amazing Race on Wednesday night, which is exactly what it sounds like, the amazing race throughout the whole campus. And my team came back the champions. So
did you? Congratulations.
Thank you.
Did you use Goose Chase for that?
Yeah, Goose Chase was actually used for that this year for the first time.
I want you to tell everybody about Goose Chase and how they can use it at their school, because I have friends on YouTube now that are like all over the world. It's really crazy. So
I was introduced to Goose Chase last year at Denniside, and it's a scavenger hunt that you can program through your computer, and then there's an app, and people go, finding all these, they take pictures and videos of the questions or scavenges, I guess. What would a question?
Give us an example.
A mission. So, for instance, one of them might be take a picture of a teammate jumping into a pool with their clothes on. So you would open up the app, pull up that mission, get your person to jump in the pool, take a picture of them, submit it, and you get points based on that. So, there's all these missions you could do. One way we used in the classroom last year was...
I know why you picked that one, by the way.
Because it's funny. I almost
because we did that one at school, remember?
Yeah, and someone jumped in. They're trying to be all cool. Shannon was trying to be all cool, kind of jump in a little bit, but she slipped and got all the way.
It was a little wading baby pool, like this deep.
Yeah.
That was classic, man.
Jump, slip right in. Yeah. So in the classroom, we used it for geometry. We had built a chase that students have to go around and take everyday pictures of, like squares or rectangles. So for instance, like here's my business card holder. They could come in, like take a picture of that and label it as rectangle, and submit like that. Yeah, thanks. I got it for free.
Really?
And it's empty. So yeah, that's Goose Chase. If you like competition, as I do, it's a great tool to use. Really good people run it. They have 4 people working for the company, and they work really hard. Provide education discounts and stuff like that. Yeah. So contact Phil over at Goose Chase and tell him I sent you.
It was fun. So what we did at our school last year was a brand new school opening. We broke it up by grade level teams. No. We did not break it up by grade level teams, did we? We just had a bunch of teams, and then you joined a team. But you can break it up by grade level teams, I guess, if you want.
So this one is broken up by grade level teams, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a good way for you to do some staff development, or, regardless, like just bringing your school closer together. It's fun.
And over the summer, it's a great way to give kids challenges as well, because you can add missions as you go. So, I threw some out to our students saying, go to a garage sale, take a picture at a garage sale. If you see Mr. Miller there, extra points.
Yeah, and you could give each mission like different point values.
Yeah, so the missions have text responses, picture responses, video responses, and GPS responses. So if you're like, go to this point, in the world and tag yourself there. Different values, bonus points. And then what I love the most about it is you can download all the pictures and videos and make a video montage of it.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. That's
all right.
Goose
Chase. You talked about something else too. Oh, Sphero was there.
Sphero was there. Jeremy from Sphero. Like I said, all these people, great guys and gals. Yeah. So Jeremy was there talking about how to use Sphero EDU.
Sphero EDU.
Yeah, let me see.
Hey, so for those of you that don't know, Sphero is a little
Sphero
robot. It's a little robot about a little bit bigger than a tennis ball, maybe the size of a baseball, and it's a robot controlled by an app. Oh, there you go.
There it is. And so Sphero EDU now allows you to code, and then the ball will do whatever you want. You could draw tracks for the ball to go through. You can just drive it. Going back to geometry last year or in angles, one of the things we did for open house, Darin and I did, we had our kids make a track using blocks, and then they drove the Sphero through, but the blocks had to be like in a 3 obtuse angles, 1 acute angle, or right angle, and then they had to get through it. One thing I'm really excited for this year, and I forgot to tell you this today earlier, Darin, was that I didn't realize these are like waterproof, and they can also drop from 3 stories and not break, right? So one thing I want to do this year is have kids create propellers. Yeah, drop it off the roof, of course. See if we can crack it. Have them create propellers, and then see if they can get this thing to go through the water. Like a boat would with propellers. Sphero has a connection with
crank up our 3D printer too.
What's that?
They could build some kind of contraption.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Sphero has a connection with Disney, BB-8 from Star Wars. Disney went to them and said, "Hey, here's what we're thinking. Can you do something?" And they came back the next day with the prototype for BB-8. There's also a Lightning McQueen.
Is that the one that's they sell like at Costco?
Yeah. You have to buy.
Jennifer had one on her shelf.
You have to buy 27 of them though if you get them from Costco. Buy in bulk. Lightning McQueen. They have a new Lightning McQueen that came out that you can drive. So I think that'll be my next purchase. Wow. They also Sphero also does ollies. I don't know if you know about ollies, but they're about that size, and they have 2 track wheels on the side, and those can go up to like.
Those are fast, man.
Yeah, like 15, 16 miles an hour.
Yeah. When I was at CES a couple years ago, at the Sphero booth, they were like racing them. I'm like, oh my god, because those things, they're like little, what do you call that? Cylinders about this long, and they have rubber traction on each end of it, and they're just flying around, going off the walls, and then they like flip around, and they're super fast.
Yeah. So that was cool. Sphero.
Can you program ollies too?
I don't have any experience with the ollies, but I would assume that you can. If you can do the Sphero, I would assume they would bring that same technology into the ollies.
We got to come up with something awesome for that.
Yeah. How about like...
How many Spheros do you have?
I have 2. So I have...
I'll get a couple.
One, which is a Sphero 2. And then I have the Sphero Spark, which is clear, so you can see inside of it.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the new one, like the Sphero Spark Plus, I think is the name of it. So, pretty cool. What
else did you guys do over there?
Man.
It was fun, man.
Yeah, I met
some good food?
It was like I was back in college. If you liked biscuits and gravy and tater tots for breakfast and eggs, so I love.
The salad-eating ladies weren't digging it then.
No. But if you love tots like I do, then you're set, man. No, for lunch and dinner there was salads and stuff, and there's that. Oh, Monday night we had what's called a Denovator fair. So it's kind of like think of like a large makerspace.
Yeah.
and that's what it was. Just people coming and sharing the stuff they're doing in the classroom. People were sharing about Bloxels.
I wanted to get one of those things. You guys know what a Bloxels is? It's a game where you make games,
It's a
right?
game
You
to make.
you design games with this
Yeah.
game.
So you have like this pad, and you put little color blocks in to like create different levels, and then you can use it and interact with it. People were flying drones.
Nice.
So they're driving the Spheros. Roger Wagner from Hyperduino was there, and oh man, I'm very excited about Hyperduino.
What's that?
It's okay. So imagine you have like a state fair project, right? And you have a float.
Okay,
Right?
let's imagine that.
Let's imagine that.
We used to do one of those.
Yes. So we have the Hyperduino allows you to integrate the technology right into the float. So like say you were to come up to the float and you want to learn about, say you're in Nebraska, you want to learn more about corn, you would just go up and push the corn, and then it would go to the computer and activate a video within the computer, whatever you set that to then talk about whatever you want to talk about, like the corn. Or if you want to talk about like the state bird, you would push that on the float, and then it would go.
How is it connected?
Through
Wirelessly?
through magic.
Well,
No, it's connected. There's like
all good apps are made with magic.
Well, it's connected through. I don't even know. Like there's cables and stuff that connects
There are
everything.
cables, so it is wired.
Yeah, it's wired. It's wired. It's
That's
technology.
fascinating.
It's technology beyond my thought process.
So wired from the corn to the computer, or some kind of control box.
Yeah.
That's then probably USB'd into the computer.
Exactly.
Okay. Wow.
So
I'm like, my mind is going now, man.
Right. So yes. I gotta email
we could
Roger.
Create some kind of trap.
Could be a mouse trap.
Some kind of fourth grade trap.
Yes. Beware, fourth graders.
Butterfly trap.
There you go. Build a better trap, or even or a roly-poly trap.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be amazing.
Yes.
I met people from like the Navy STEM careers in the classroom. Talking about how there's more jobs in the Navy than just being a service member. There's engineering and how you can go to school for free through the Navy and like learn how to be an engineer. So stuff like that. Just anything you could imagine. Talking about it somewhere. People were talking about echoes in the classroom. Which
someone just posted a video today on 20 things that you could do in your classroom with Alexa. I haven't watched it yet, but she's pretty cool. She has an accent. Her name is Casey, I forget, Miller or something like that. She's a YouTuber, teacher. So I've been doing a lot of YouTubing this summer.
I can tell.
Like, really getting immersed in the community. There's like this whole community of teacher YouTubers, and like we've become friends. It's really cool.
You're now one of them.
I am. I think so.
You can now call them peers now.
I think so.
There you go.
Can we be friends, guys? Yes, we can be friends.
All right. Check out that shirt. And you look pretty relaxed today.
I know, man. Thanks.
I like it. So yeah, that's
a pretty awesome week.
Yeah, other thing I love about it is that Discovery Education is part of Discovery Communications, Discovery Channel, Shark Week, all this amazing stuff. So of course, we talk about Shark Week for sure. But they never like jam product down your throat. It's really about just the community and building each other up and learning from one another. So it's just if you don't have Discovery Education, talk to your, PTA or your principal. Not only is it great content, but there's great educators, great teaching strategies in there as well. Spotlight on Strategy is my favorite thing within the product. There's a new item called DE Studio that's going to replace Board Builder, and it's going to be collaborative, so students can collaborate online on digital boards.
Who told me about that? Someone told me about that. It wasn't even you.
Who was it?
Was it Kirsten? It might have been Kirsten. I don't
Very
know.
good.
But
So, yeah.
anyways, a lot of people have discovery education and don't even know that they have it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Still underutilized, I feel like.
I agree. The easiest way to see if you have it is to try and log in. Or
That's a
a lot
great
of
way.
schools single sign-on. So there's that as well.
Yes, so many things on there. I'll have to have you on again once we find out how many people have this, and then you can kind of show the inner workings of this.
That would be amazing. I would love to.
So let's give some shout outs to your discovery education people that you met. Like, who did you meet this week that we could maybe shoot this video out to them and
Oh man,
you
so
could
many.
say hi.
Oh, I can't even start. Okay. Of course, first and foremost, everybody on the team, Janina Damian, Lance Ruggie, Kelly Hines,
Janita!
yeah, Dave Chazeski, Dean Shareski, Kyle Shutt, all these people, educators. Oh man, I can't even think. Dennis Grice. I'm drawing blanks on everybody's names here. My Canadian friends, Hugh McDonald, Terry Lee Greton, Kristen Davis, program champion.
Kristen Davis, eh?
Daisha Jones, program champion. Just so many amazing educators out there.
But our friend from Florida was not there.
No, that's Kristen Davis.
Oh, Kristen Davis.
She was there. So
what was I going to say?
There's so many other people. Rodney Krause, my friend Rodney. I can't think of names right now. This is bad. This is bad of me. So
that's
there
right.
you go.
That's pretty cool. That's a lot of people that you named right there.
Yeah, I try and name drop as much as I can.
That was like 20 people out of 150.
Okay, that's pretty good.
That's not
pretty
bad.
Good. Emily Worth, did I say her?
You did not.
Okay. I think that was pretty good.
That's good. If Brandon did not say your name here, you can contact him.
Yes.
You know how to contact him.
Yeah, you know where to find him.
So next year what do we got going on next year? Next year, Brandon and I teach together in 4th grade in Irvine, California. And we have a new teammate that's coming on board. So I think like last year was different because it was just he and I, and we just kind of went off the deep end, man. Like any idea came in our head, we were doing it.
Yeah, I think this year will be more of the same, maybe, but just with another great mind adding to it. So I would like it to be more the same.
Next level.
It'll be more difficult because we all won't be next to each other. But
What kind of logic is that? They're like splitting up the 4th grade.
Last year we'd be coming back from lunch. I'll be like, "Hey, what are you doing after lunch?" He's like, "I don't know. What are you doing?" So we just start. Hey, let's take a paperclip and see who can trade a paperclip for something better. As we're driving into school, we come up with this idea, and then we just go do it.
It was awesome. We had student teachers at the time, and they were like, "What are these guys doing?" But you would not believe what those kids came back with.
Yeah.
They just started with a paperclip. You guys have seen that video, or is it a video or is it a blog post, or who did that?
Yeah, there's a video. Some guy from Canada who started with a paperclip and ended up, I think, with a house or something.
Yeah, the house, I think. Yeah.
So
those Canadians,
they're always good for something. They're always good for something. So, yeah.
What is we can say, okay, so we are going to study Wonder, the book Wonder by R.J. Palacio. And if any of you guys know R.J. Palacio, can you get her in touch with us, because we'd like to Skype with her?
Yes,
and our class. So we're going to do a novel study of Wonder for our first trimester, and then it's going to culminate with the movie in November.
Yes, so excited for this movie. Oh, that reminds me of other people I met there from Random Acts of Kindness
Perfect.
at the Summer Institute. We did these, you may have heard of, throughout your communities, kindness rocks or whatever. Like in my community, we have RSM rocks, and people just paint rocks and then hide them around the community, and other people go and find them. So we did that at Summer Institute, but just with like words of inspiration. So I think that'd be cool to bring to your school if you're looking for a way to build community at your school. Just go grab some rocks at Home Depot or something. They sell like beach rocks there, and have kids just paint words of inspiration on them and just hide them around the campus. And it's just a way to, spread kindness.
That's cool. As long as they don't throw them at each other afterwards.
Yes. Nor if there's a lot of glass, you shall not
Yes.
throw rocks.
Our school was built. Okay, so it was a brand new school last year, and the outside of it was built with the stacked slate look, where it's got slated rocks sideways or horizontally up the wall. And, they kind of stick out a little bit. These are kids. Did they not think that they were going to climb up these walls?
Shockingly, an unexpected outcome was that a lot of them came off.
So every day they're, like, Mr. N,
here's a rock.
It's part of the wall. I'm like, okay, where did that come from? You write the room number and you put it in your room. They were coming off left and right.
We should try and take them and place them in different spots on the campus. If one falls off here, go find another place where another one fell off. And just try
It's like plugging the hole in the dam.
Exactly. Then you get your gum. You're like trying to.
So Brandon's in the middle of getting his master's degree right now. A little bit past the middle, approaching the end. How's that going for you?
Oh, it's everything I could have dreamed of and more. Mostly the end more. I have.
Do you have any advice? Like, do you think that teachers should get their master's or not get their master's?
I think they should. I'm getting mine in EdTech, and a lot of the stuff is outdated, but I am learning a lot of new stuff as well. A lot of stuff I didn't know, but then a lot of it's stuff I can call upon my knowledge from before just to answer some questions.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of being a lifelong learner. I'm glad I'm doing it. I don't know why it took me. Well, I do know why it took me this long to finally get it. 11 years in. I would not suggest doing it though when opening up a new school. Small children, things like that. Not the best timing wise, but I'll be.
There's never a good time.
That's true. That's
never a perfect time.
That's great advice right there. There's a company whose slogan is "Just do it." Maybe you've heard of it.
Just do it.
You just gotta get it going. Right now, I'm taking 2 classes at once, and it's rough, but
getting through it.
I'll get through it. Halfway through today, so
that's good. So, like in hindsight, would you have done it way earlier? Like, when would you have done it? Because for myself, I just finished last month. Actually, just finished the same program that Brandon's going through, and in hindsight, when I got my credential, there was no jobs. I should have just jumped in at that point, like really, because I was working part-time, subbing and doing, that was the perfect time, I think.
But you wouldn't have had all the knowledge that you do now.
So, that was so hard last year, man.
Yeah, I would say a couple years ago, I was doing a job where I was like teaching.
Yeah.
That was really weird. I was not in the classroom.
Yeah.
So I had a lot more time to devote to things on the side. So that would have been a good time. But it's working now.
Yeah. I started mine when I was not in the classroom as well. So that was good. I got that first half of the year.
Yeah.
Where I wasn't in the classroom. Look, you see my AirPods?
I do.
They kind of look like earrings on when I'm just standing there like that.
I was going to ask you why there's Q-tips just sitting in your ears. You're not supposed to put them in your ear, the Q-tips.
Dude, they work so good. I don't know if you're out there, if you're like considering getting these things, they're amazing.
I can verify that I'm not considering it. Out for those of you out there.
Okay. Well, if any of the other 5 of you that are watching,
Let's take a poll.
okay,
Are you considering getting AirPods?
I'm going to put that in the notes right now.
There you go. As an
Okay.
Android guy, I will not be getting them.
Okay.
So.
What's on the horizon? What kind of big tech things are you looking to get this year?
I'm looking to integrate my 360 Theta Cam into the classroom somehow.
Yes.
I took that up to Yosemite this summer and did some shots up there to maybe talk about some erosion with our weather unit. I'm just looking for ways to integrate that. I know there's some ways you can do it through ThingLink. So that's kind of where I am with that. I'm looking to.
You can throw those up on YouTube, the videos. So what he's talking about is a Theta 360 camera, and it looks like how would you describe that? Box
I'd say it's
gum?
pretty, yeah.
Like a package of gum, maybe a little bigger.
Bigger, yeah.
And this is a G-rated show. And you just hold it up, push the button, and it takes a picture, 360-degree picture.
Yep. So the problem I always have with it is that I look like an idiot when you see the final picture because I'm always like,
you got to hold it up like this.
Yeah. I'm trying to, well, that'd be better than what I do. I'm always like trying to think of the right face to make as I'm taking the picture, and it never turns out well. So, yeah. But you took a good one.
Again, at CES, they had the 360-degree pictures, and they had it projected on a sphere, and then it was spinning around, so you can see the whole. It was pretty wild.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for now. So
Theta.
We
had this idea to put little echo dots all around the pod, but now that I probably won't be in the pod, then it's not such a great idea.
Yeah. So I'll just keep my one. I actually bought 3 more on Prime Day.
Oh, did you?
Echoes, yeah. So yeah, because they can echo. 2 echoes and a dot.
Wow. The echoes were really cheap, like 129, I think, or something like that.
No, they were 89.
89. That's half price, man.
And then they even dropped cheaper this past week to 2 for 160, so $80 each. But I did not make it fast enough for that.
Yeah, I don't know. I have 1 echo and I have 1 dot.
So
I could probably use 1 or 2 more.
Yeah, it's you know what I like about it is I put one in my kids' room, and now I don't have to yell up there, "Hey, let's go!" Now I can just have the Echo do it for me. The device.
Have you heard of anybody that has a Google Home besides Jenny Matera?
No, but I sure would like one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Maybe we could get them to send us one to product test.
That'd be amazing
for this YouTube channel.
I'm sure
listening out there, Google.
I'm sure no one has asked them ever.
Hey man, you have to ask.
Hey, that's true. That's true. You never know, Google.
I think we could use a couple more 3D printers.
Yeah, I was talking with a guy named Frank Peng, who actually works in Lake Forest. About he's got like it's XYZ Printing is the name of his company, and they do 3D printing and software for 3D printing. So I'm going to try and connect up with him and see if he was at Summer Institute as well. See if we can do something. Maybe bring him into our classroom and talk to the kids printing, and who knows.
Hey, did you hear about Mike Lawrence? Did you get that email?
Yes, I did.
Mike Lawrence was the CEO. What was his title? CEO of Q. And he's stepping down at the end of the month, I think, this week.
So
what's the story on that? Do you have any idea?
I don't. That's what I know.
It's been there a long time, folks. Great guy.
Yeah.
He came. He mystery Skyped with our 4th graders last year. It was pretty cool. Yeah,
a lot of times with organizations, you're like, oh, there's not really one person that's moving the organization in this direction. It's a group of people. Mike really moved Q.
Took it to the next level, man.
Mike, Danny Silva, guys like that really took Q from where it was and just.
Yeah.
it's such an amazing conference and just an amazing organization altogether.
Yeah.
So thank you,
Good
Mike
guys.
Lawrence.
Yeah, Mike Lawrence, thank you very much for everything you did for our whole Southern California EdTech community.
Yeah.
Really helped shape it, really.
And on
If
your
there
next,
was a Hall of Fame for EdTech in the Southern California area, I would
yes,
nominate him for that.
I think he'd be a first ballot.
I think so. Unanimous first ballot?
Yeah, unanimous
I don't know.
first
There'd
ballot.
be some kind of sour grapes. You know how like in Baseball Hall of Fame,
Yeah,
there's always that one writer who's like, nope.
yeah.
What do you mean Babe Ruth's not unanimous?
Well, it's
There's
like
always one guy.
Ken Griffey Jr. was the highest, had the highest percentage of votes, and there's like I think two people that didn't vote for him.
Two people.
Two or three, one, two or three people. It's like this is Ken Griffey Jr. Like, come
He's
on.
number one upper deck card. Come on, man.
Yeah, he's
How
got
can
this.
you not vote him in?
So, yeah, that's what's going on.
Okay, next year we're gonna also play some. What's that indoor? Wasn't dodgeball, but it was like baseball only inside the gym.
Kickball, basketball.
Oh, you told me about it too, and I'm like, I just saw that on TV. It
Oh,
was like in the Olympics.
team handball.
Was it handball? Is that what it was called? Where they like it was like baseball where they were all had positions and they were trying to throw it into the goal.
Yeah, I think that's team handball. It's
We gotta
not.
do that.
It's
We
not
have a
really like.
gym at our elementary school, full on gym.
It's more like water polo than
Oh
baseball.
yeah. I would say yeah, more like water polo. You're right.
So team handball.
All you
Get
have
it
to
going.
do, we just need some painter's tape, paint
Yeah,
the to make the goal, and then we just need a ball.
you're set. You're set to go.
We also have pickleball. So if you guys play pickleball out there, can you let me know because I'd really like to know how to play that. Also, it looks a lot like tennis. I just
Yeah.
happened to I saw it on TV and I'm like, that's the same court we have at our school because our school has the lines and then the poles coming out of the playground, and then but there's no net and nobody has seen any equipment. I don't know why they even made these things. And apparently it's called pickleball.
I used to play pickleball in middle school.
You did not.
Yeah, I did.
Is it a regular tennis racket?
No, it's smaller. It's like a hard plastic racket.
So
But
there's no strings.
there's like small holes in it.
Oh.
That's where you get like the speed through
And then what
the racket.
about the ball? Is it like a tennis ball?
We use tennis balls, so I don't know if I'm sure there's an official pickleball somewhere, but we weren't fancy enough to get that. We just used tennis balls. So.
Why a pickleball court and not a regular tennis court? Because it takes up less room, or
I guess. I don't know, because is either that or putting 18 more tetherball courts in.
what's
Those are
wrong
the
with that? Go along with the rest of the poles at our school. So
Yeah.
again, they designed our school with these walkways. I have to. Okay, so there's a walkway where you walk underneath it. They thought, oh yeah, this would be great. We're gonna put these walkways in because it'll give shade to the kids as they're walking from point A to point B. Now, let me ask you, I don't know if there's any architects out there, but honestly, do you need a metal pole every 6 feet? It ended up being like hundreds of poles all over the place. And believe me, the kids walked into them. I had one of my own students who was walking and went like this, thunk, and had a big old giant goose egg on her head. I'm like, whoa, what is that? And she's like,
I came close a couple of
times.
times.
To the nurse.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just an obstacle course, a way to keep kids on their feet or on their backs when they hit the pole.
Yeah.
So.
All right, man. I think we're done.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Gosh, thank you for coming on the show. I really appreciate it. I'm flying to Hawaii. I'm not actually in Hawaii right now, guys. I'm still in Laguna Niguel. And we're taping this via Skype. I'm using some new software that I got. Do you remember what I called it? It's like Ecamm Recorder or something like that.
Sounds about right.
I'll link it below. but it allows you to record each call, each person on the Skype call separately. So it will create two separate video files, and you can pull them into whatever editing software that you're using, and you can create a split shot where you lay each file on top of each other, and you create a split shot. So I'm going to be on one side, Brandon's going to be on the other side, and it's going to be a side-by-side chat, same time. Pretty cool, huh? He's frozen. Look at him.